Okay, if we're going to do take two, let's do take two early in the broadcast, just 1 minute in. And I keep having a screen that goes dark, so I'm not exactly sure if I am working this here or not working this here. It's so interesting because I did hear the information that I wasn't supposed to be doing this, but I have been playing this game of like, that's probably not the truth. Why in the world would that be the case? So I actually have a very dark screen here, not sure what's going on, but I have seen that things got posted, so I'm going to just trust that it is divinely perfect as it's supposed to be, and I'm just going to do a short message and see what happens here. So, good morning. My name is Bonnie Sachs, and I am the author of the Health and Happiness Guide to the Universal Laws, as well as I am the person that is completely in the dark, not sure what is going on. But I can't say good morning to all of you as you pop in, but um, hey, maybe this is an opportunity for me to practice being in the dark about something. So this morning, what I heard this morning was the statement, who am I? Who am I? And immediately after I heard, who am I started hearing, the statements that were more like, who am I to think that I can do X, Y, or Z? Who am I to think that I can wear that dress, rock that outfit, uh, teach that class, take on that project? And it was really interesting to me that that was the very first thing that I went to, where it was, am I still clearing out more unworthiness? Absolutely. I am definitely someone who is still clearing out the cobwebs and the low frequencies around, am I able to do something? The next thing I was like, yeah, but that's not the only thing. I could just leave it as a question. Who am I, with a big question mark after it, and come up with those answers. And so I know this is something that we all have a conversation about. Some of this might be for you all to know who I am, to actually know some information about me. But I am also very clear that there is also this message about how we are alike. And not only who am I, but who are you? And as soon as I said that this morning, I heard the song by The Who. And I am going to spare you the singing of it, but it was rather interesting to hear that going through my head. So I do want to say good morning to everyone who is on. If you don't know this, I'm actually working on a black screen, and I have seen that the video got posted, so I'm just going with it and seeing what my teaching is in this particular experience. I'm just going to trust that I'm supposed to do this in the dark. But good morning and welcome. It's great to see you all. Oh, I'm actually going to, hey, how cool is that? I actually got a little note. My husband is still standing here. Thank you. I appreciate you at least letting me know that I'm not out there in the wasteland of Facebook. But so we're having a conversation about who am I. So me specifically, I am a soul. We actually all are souls having incarnations here in this particular lifetime. For me, I know that this is my sixth lifetime here on the planet, on Earth. And I've done some work around that, finding that information out. So it's not like I can just immediately answer the question for you. It has taken me 2.5 years to get that information, and I still just have little glimpses, right? I don't have a lot of clarity around those lifetimes. But, I love that we are souls having an incarnation. I just really connect with that. The idea that I am a soul that is eternal is a really cool idea to me, that this, yes, absolutely is a lifetime that I'm having. And I think I had always had a sense of this, that there had to be something more. There had to be something prior to me being born here and something that happens after I die here. And so that the answer is it absolutely is. That absolutely are previous experiences and post experiences to what we're having right now. So I am an Aquarius. I was born in February. For all of you who are really connected to the zodiac signs, you know, I understand that there are some qualities, some certain aspects of when I was born that I needed when I came into this lifetime. And so I understand that there's a value in knowing what your zodiac sign is, that, you know, there are some pieces to that. You know, I know Aquarius, one of the qualities of an Aquarius is, you know, kind of being bossy and being a leader. And obviously I needed that skill set. So prior to incarnating, you know, my soul sat down with my council of souls and said, you know, okay, we're going to need this skill set. This is what we're suggesting, basically. It's like a big board meeting, right? I love that idea. It's like a big board meeting that everybody, my council of souls and my soul sitting down and saying, okay, yes, we agree. This is the skill set that she is going to need. We're going to put that, your male soul into a female body, because during this particular lifetime, we want more women to step forward and be in charge of this spiritual thing that we are doing. And, you know, being an Aquarius, being born on this day with the moon here and the sun there and all of the different aspects absolutely played a part. And it was one of the agreements that I had, just like you did for when you were born. Nothing particularly special about me at all. We are all totally extraordinary. So everything that I'm saying about myself is absolutely included in you. That your soul chose your experience, chose what you needed to be, and that's exactly why you were born at that particular time. You also chose, you know, your family members and your friends and where you were born. You know, I am a sister. I had two brothers. One of my brothers has passed away, but the other one lives in South Florida. So I am the youngest of three. That was absolutely something my soul chose as well. And I am a daughter. Most of you already know my mom is still alive. My dad passed away in 1999. All of those things are agreements. Once again, your parents, however your parents show up, is your agreement. You know, if you have a parent that is or was an alcoholic, you know, I have alcoholism in my family. My mom drank heavily before she went into a facility. You know, that is an agreement that you have to have that experience. It's really cool when you start looking at those things and can start to be in gratitude for those particular experiences. That's why I have a sister that is a pain in my neck. You know, that's why my parents, you know, behaved this way or showed up that way. That is a soul agreement. And that is part of who you are and what you are here to experience. So I am also a mom. I think all of you probably know that I have a daughter who is 27 who lives in DC. I have a son who is 24 who lives here in South Florida with us. And that is another agreement that I made. I made an agreement with their souls to come into this lifetime and to bring them into the planet to have these experiences as well. So just another agreement that we have. And I think it's really cool. So I'm actually getting lots of messages. I have an amazing husband who keeps passing me notes. He's doing a little whoop, whoop dance. And I'm to say hello to Jill and Aaron and Jackie and Robin and Tracy. And did you actually put that in the comments that I can't see them? Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, I can't see anybody's comments. I am really, it's quite entertaining. Look at my black screen. I am sitting here with a black screen. I literally cannot see anything. I'm just trusting that this is happening exactly as it's supposed to. Nope, that's okay. I'm all right. He's my husband always wants to fix things, and he is amazingly fabulous. That's another aspect of me. I am a wife, and this month, at the end of the month, it'll actually be 30 years that we will be married. So, that's another agreement that I had. If you were somebody who came in and had a marriage that fell apart, that's another agreement that you made. And I am 100% sure that you are clearing karma with that person by being in relationship with them, that there was certainly a reason why you were in that relationship. And it's just another agreement. And I have some friends who have asked me about being married 2 times or 3 times. Have I screwed up? Was there something wrong with me? Absolutely not. Isn't that really freaking cool? There's absolutely nothing wrong with us, no matter who we are and how we show up. And that's a really awesome aspect of, once we start to understand that, it's like, wow, I haven't made a mistake. I am not a total screw up. And I think that is a really fabulous way to understand that everything has happened exactly as it's supposed to. So I am also right-handed, and right-handed people are much better at everything. No, I'm just kidding. I am right-handed, and it doesn't mean anything other than that is how I was wired. And my daughter is left-handed, and we have these jokes that go back and forth between the two of us about which is better, left-handed or right-handed. And they are both amazing. And there isn't any particular meaning behind being right-handed or left-handed. There isn't any particular meaning behind, the giving and receiving. I can never keep that stuff straight. The right is receiving and the left is giving. I can't keep them straight. And today, just to remind you guys, I am totally looking at a black screen. So if you're giving me the answers, I have no idea what they are. But the point is that there isn't a rhyme or reason to that particular aspect. It's not like this is always the rule and that is not. The right is this way and the left is that way. I actually had someone text me yesterday and say, if the left side is all for clairvoyance, what is the right side? And the answer is that your clairvoyant channels appear in your entire body. You might be working on the left side of your clairvoyant channels, but it's not like the clairvoyant channels are on one side and the clairaudient channels are on the other. Your clairvoyant channels come up above your ears and come up past your temporal lobes and meet in your pituitary. That's both sides of your body. So we want to remember that those things that we hear that are about right side, left side, that there is something to them, that there is something particular about them. There is not. And if you were born right-handed, you are not a better healer than the person who is left-handed. You're not a worse healer either. There's none of that part that has anything to do with who you are. So all of this stuff, all of the things about when I was born and what family I was born into and where I was born was actually planned prior to me incarnating here in a body. And I love that is the case, because that kind of takes me out of it, right? Me, the personality, me, Bonnie, and the body did not have anything to do with all of that stuff. There was just me doing what was next. I was supposed to move to South Florida. If you didn't know, I live in South Florida. I was supposed to move here. This is where I was supposed to raise my children. And if I had been like my parents and moved 15 different times, back and forth between states, that would be perfect as well. Obviously, that is part of my story, that I have lived in more than 20 different homes since I was born, most of them before the age of 6. And that's just another aspect of who I am. And I want to bring this conversation up because we all have these stories that we tell, these aspects of us, the things we think about ourselves. And those aren't necessarily true. They aren't necessarily who we are. When I say, who am I? Absolutely, I am somebody who has moved more than 20 times, but that doesn't have to be something that I use as a reason to explain my life. Well, the reason why I am not someone who attaches easily to people or expresses my love to people easily is because I moved a lot when I was a kid, and I never formed, true relationships, and I didn't understand how to connect with people one-on-one. We tell ourselves those things because we look out into the world and we want to explain why we are the way we are. We look out into the world and say, that's the reason why I'm not a loving, touchy-feely person, or that's the reason why I cling to people and hold on to them so tightly, is because, I'm afraid they're going to leave. Or on the other hand, I don't want to get too attached to them because I know I'm going to leave. All of those stories, all of the aspects of ourselves, the things that have happened to us are just the things that have happened to us. It's just the things that our soul keeps showing us and letting us experience so that we can heal it, so that we can move through it and clear the karma and agreements, so that we can heal whatever is there. I think one of the most interesting healing sessions I've had is one where I had the opportunity to close a door. And I'm sure I have talked about this before on Facebook Live. A door is actually, it's an energetic door. And a door is obviously a door that opens, and it's like an open space in our bodies. And the door is something that can be opened for our benefit. It can be opened for us to access more information from somewhere on the astral, or from some library, crystal library on some planet, and it can be a very good thing. And opening a door in that case is a fabulous thing to do. We can also have a door open that is creating energy to harm, that is keeping us stuck in a pattern that we keep replaying over and over again. And that is a door that we actually want to close. Who wants to have a door open that keeps us stuck in a pattern that is not working for us? I am definitely not raising my hand for that. So this door that I had closed was a door that had been opened when I had the experience. How about we say that? I had the experience with my father leaving my mother. My father saying he didn't want to have anything to do with me, that he did not want to have a relationship with me. Now, just so you're not confused, I have both a father, which is the person who is my biological father, and then I have my dad, the person who raised me. And so we're talking about my father. And my father, said he didn't want to have anything to do with me. So in this healing session, I had the opportunity to experience having a door closed. The door was closed, and we close it energetically. We actually close it by putting a design into it, but the door was closed. And as the door was closed, I could feel that there were some thoughts and ideas that I had that had kept me stuck in the idea that you can't trust people, that the minute you love them, they're going to leave. That was just one door that was open that I had closed, but it was an amazing opportunity to see how that story had been playing out in my life. That story had kept me in a place of not being 100% sure whether somebody was going to show up for me or somebody was going to reject me. Someone was going to turn their back on me. And when I had that door closed, once again, we closed the door energetically, I suddenly had a deeper sense that I could trust people, that I could, love people and that they would love me back. And if I loved them and they didn't love me back, that was okay too. So that particular experience that I had helped me understand that as we heal these things in our body, as we heal the things we know about, like perhaps you're aware that you're somebody who was like me, who was very careful about who I got attached to. As we heal that, then suddenly we're able to move into more space, let's say. We're able to move into a place of more love. But that situation with my father saying that and doing that is a situation that was set up for me to have, the girl in the body, for my soul, Paul as a soul, to have that experience, to move through that, to have that awareness. I truly believe I also had that experience because I'm here to teach it to you. I'm here to explain it to you so you understand it as well, so that you know that not everything about you is something that you have to carry with you forever, that it's something that can be healed, that it's something that you can work on. So I love that those things have happened. I'm not sure I particularly love this thing that is going on right now, and that is that I have a completely black screen in front of me. I can't see anybody who is on today. I can't see your names. I can't say good morning to you. I did have my husband pop in and tell me some of the people who were on, but it is really interesting, and there's sort of a part of me that wants to just take a picture and go, look, this is what I have been looking at all morning. So, pardon me for not being my normal polite self and welcoming you here or answering your questions. I am totally doing this in the dark and playing this game. I guess this is another version of me not having access to my information. That's another piece of who am I, right? The who am I, which is what do we have access to? What do we have available to us as tools? One of the things I have said many times this weekend on Facebook, there seems to be a lot of conversation about people who want more clairvoyance. They are talking a lot about being clairsentient, clairvoyance, being able to see, having clear channels to be able to see energy, and clairsentience, having clear channels to be able to feel. And there are a lot of people who think that being able to see or being able to feel is something that is very unique and very special. And it absolutely is a wonderful thing to be able to see energy and to be able to feel energy. There's also clairaudient channels, being able to hear, and claircognizant channels, being able to know. And that's just 4 of them. There's a lot more of them. But for those of you who would add, who am I? Who would add that you're a clairvoyant? Awesome. For those of you who would add, who am I? I'm somebody who wants to see desperately, and I'm constantly trying to open my third eye, and I'm constantly trying to meditate and connect with that. You know, once again, your soul is in charge of all those channels. I am, after 2.5 years, starting to see some things, but not seeing them with the clarity that some other people are. Does that mean there's something wrong with me? No, not at all. Doesn't mean that at all. It means that my soul has a different plan than your soul or that other person, that there is a different reason why I am showing up with this information available to me and you are showing up with that information available to you. So the part about feeling everything, empaths, it's all over the place. People are feeling more and more. I totally get it. I don't know how many of you have had electric stimulation done before. I went to a chiropractor who used to do it. And that electric stim feeling, like there's little vibrations in my body, is something that I've just started to feel in the last few days. And it usually shows up on my right shoulder. And that is, I now understand, is more healing that is going on. That those feelings that we have when we call ourselves empaths, when we are walk into a room and we feel totally overwhelmed by all the stimulus that we are getting from other people, that is something that can also be healed and can also be worked on. That is also one of your stories. And so it's just us being more aware that that's who we are, but that is not who we need to continue to be. So I think it's lovely. I just got an update, everybody that is on. So good morning to everyone. I think those ways that we define ourselves are really important and really key to knowing that is our soul setting all of that up, that we are having an experience. I think it's really awesome that all of you have been willing to sit through me not being able to, speaking of seeing, not being able to see today. And I think it's quite lovely that you all have joined me. I sound like I'm some sort of old lady. It's quite lovely that you all have tuned in and been here for this conversation that we're having. Watch me. I'm actually going to do this. I'm actually going to take a picture of me on the screen so I can put it on later so you all will be able to see what I'm doing. But I do want to send you all loads of love and loads of understanding and clarity. Wow, won't that be cool to have more clarity, more understanding about what is going on here on the planet. I absolutely love and appreciate every one of you for joining me on my Facebook Live. I'm here every Monday morning from 9 to 9:30. Usually I have more awareness and I'm able to answer questions and things like that. But thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you guys.